hooligans. What do you think, my brother? That was really weak, by the way. Is that the caffeine kicked in yet? No. I am your Toastmaster for the weekend. My name is Devin Pike. It is an honor to be with you here this weekend at Who Fest 4. A couple of pieces of housekeeping, and then we're going to get right in because we're running a little bit behind schedule. If you are looking to sign up for any of the events this day, whether it's the costume contest or the face painting classes or the cookie decorating classes, yes, there's a class of cookie decorating. I need to take it because I'm absolutely shy at it, but it's fine. There, I've already broken the rule. I broke my first rule. Check at the registration desk. They have all the signups available and all of the ways for you to get involved further with Who Fest. Without any further ado, you have seen him. Actually, there's a text. A friend of mine found out that I was doing this weekend and says, "Please tell my sexy potato head that I said hello." I have no idea whether that's a compliment or not, but I will tell you this. He is a phenomenal actor, both stage, screen, and voice. You've heard him on The Big Finish. You've seen him on Doctor Who. He is an incredibly generous human being, and he's spending the weekend with us here in North Texas. Give him a massive Who Fest welcome for Mr. Dan Starkey!
Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm still on London time. There we go.
Welcome to Dallas, man. It's a pleasure to have you here. Sincerely.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
There's a thing I want to start with first, because I always like to do a bit of research before we get started. And it's a tiny bit of a story. So when I was watching MTV in the early 80s, right, there was a show that I knew nothing about, called The Young Ones.
Oh, yeah.
And on the first episode of the show, which is the first episode of the second series, they had a thing where the boys went to University Challenge. I bring that up because Dan is actually a winner of University Challenge on his team back in the day. Tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, well, University Challenge is a quiz program in the UK. I think there's an American version called College Bowl.
Yes.
At Christmas, for the last couple of years, they've had a special sort of Christmas competition for prominent alumni of different institutions. And I think that year it happened to be the case that they chose my old college, Trinity Hall, in Cambridge. And so I got invited on there. And it turned out that we won, so that was quite exciting.
You had that on your CV and then
absolutely.
Anything else.
Yeah, it was great, and because we did it over 2 consecutive weekends. And the first weekend, sort of like I got through it, and sort of like and we won. And then there were 3 rounds. There was a first round, semi-final, and final. And they had the semi-final and final on the same day. And I remembered that we had won, but I didn't remember by quite how much, because I was just a ball of adrenaline by the final, because we did sort of 2 episodes back to back. So I was just kind of like buzz. And then I watched it again because it was broadcast. That was at the start of December, and then I watched it again just after Christmas, just in the new year. And then I couldn't quite remember what had gone on, but then, we beat them by about 200 points. Oh, that's
and you gave them a Santarin thrashing.
Yes, we certainly did, yes. So, yes. It was very exciting. Also, I never got the chance to actually do it when I was a student, because the programme, I think it had been off television for a little while, and it sort of came back after a year or so. And my college never quite got their act together by sort of like putting a team in. So I was very pleased that I managed to revenge my undergraduate self.
By your own accounting, how many Santarins have you played on stage and on voice?
On screen, well, there's probably 3, 4. Depends which ones you count. The ones with all the sort of like heads on, there's probably about 4 that I've played on screen. Mm-hmm. And then on audio, it's innumerable, because, I could be a whole room of Santarans. Frequently, I get the script for a Big Finish thing, and it's kind of like Santaran Horde. So then it's working out how to differentiate all the different voices, because with the ones on screen, it's a bit closer to my voice. So Strax is down there, but he's still got a very similar range to mine. Whereas with the classic, with the Big Finish one, for a long time with Big Finish, there was very definitely a demarcation, a firewall in between the classic series and the new series because of the license. And now it's different because they're doing so like 10th Doctor adventures and all that sort of thing. But when I first started doing it, it had to be classic series Santarins, very specifically. So I went back and watched The Time Warrior and sort of, just as I had done before I auditioned for the first time.
but I listen to Kevin Lindsay and how he does Lynx, and he's got a very different kind of voice. And it's right there, it's right at the back of the throat, there's a catch to it. And
After you do a whole day of that in the studio, then
you suddenly get a little bit hoarse.
and then within that as well, it's finding different voices, so different ways to sort of differentiate it, because they're meant to be clones. So those in my script it's always multicoloured. So one's in green, one's in yellow, and so those ones like so.
One might be a bit like this, one might be a bit down like this. There's one with moustache and a bit more suppressor.
But it's great. So I have whole days of just talking to myself. It's like whole scenes where I was like,
yes, Commander Nix, yes, I will now. We will destroy him. What do you mean?
but
the phaser ring is not working.
And like I said yesterday, your producer is the only one who actually knows that fuchsia means the one with the twirly mustache.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. They trust that I can do it now. So I've worked with quite a bit. So.
We do have a mic here for questions, and we do want you guys to, if you have any questions for Dan over the course of the interview, please pop up. We will